Continue now with our top story. The president in Afghanistan this evening, rallying the troops and focusing the world's attention on bin Laden 1 year later. At the same time, as we've discussed, the big controversy is the president attacks Mitt Romney over bin Laden. Joining us now to react from Boston, Marianne Marsh, and from Washington, Margie Omero. Both do work for the Democratic Party. Ms. Omero, I begin with you. Any damage done to Mr. Obama in the campaign over this Romney deal?
No, I don't think so. I mean, he released a web video where he poses a question using Mitt Romney's own words. Now, Mitt Romney can go back and say, I didn't mean what I said, and I mean something else now, and we can have that debate. But it's perfectly fair game to pose a question about one of the biggest decisions he's made. It's important information for voters, and it's perfectly
you don't think, though,
part of the debate.
The death of bin Laden being used for political purposes, something unsavory about that?
Well, the alternative is to not have a discussion. I mean, these are decisions that presidents make.
Congratulate the American military, as the president did, and drop the politics entirely about the death of bin Laden. Why do you need to have the death of bin Laden injected into the campaign?
Well, I think the tone is important, and I think the tone that the ad struck was very neutral. It was very reasonable. By comparison,
then why would a guy like John McCain get so upset?
Well, you know, I don't know. You'd have to ask John McCain. I mean,
I did ask him last night, and he said it was a cheap shot, uncalled for, undignified. Military people in a position where they're in these kinds of areas don't brag about what they do, and they don't diminish anyone else. They do the mission, and they keep quiet. That's what the senator said.
Well, I think when folks are saying, and you see, there are 2 points, actually. One is when you see some Republicans now criticizing Obama, well, you know, anyone would have made that call. That's actually not true.
No, it isn't. He had people advising him. Biden said he wouldn't have done it, so absolutely isn't true.
He had people advising him to not do it.
And so Ms. Omero, I don't care what the Republicans are doing tonight. I care what the President of the United States is doing. So, Marianne, let me ask you, because you're an advisor to a lot of political campaigns. Would you have advised the president to take out this ad on the 1 year anniversary of the death of bin Laden? Would you have advised him to do that?
I think the bigger point here, Bill, first is...
No, Marianne. Yes or no,
yes.
Would you advise him to do it?
Yes, and here's why. President Obama can rightfully point to the anniversary of getting bin Laden because he said he would do it, and he did. He went to Afghanistan today, and he also showed people that he said he would end the war in Afghanistan, and he showed us tonight he would. Those are 2 promises he made, and he has kept them. Now he can go to the American people and to the voters and said, look, when I say I'm going to get the job done, I do just that.
But that's all positive, and that's fine. But wait a minute, he injects Romney into it. You would have told him, look, what you said is absolutely smart. Okay? And one of the reasons Marianne is smart is because she went to school with me, and she picked up a lot of the things in a classroom that I was saying and incorporated them in her career. What you just said is very, very smart. You accentuate the positive. My administration did this. I'm going to Afghanistan to do that. But he did it with a negative around Romney, giving him a little of that. And I'm telling you, that doesn't play well in the independent precincts. It's petty.
Hold on. Let me finish the second part here. And then he pivots and says, and I'm going to do the same thing in the economy. Look at the ad they put on the line. They said Mitt Romney would not do this. He said he would not go after bin Laden. The cost outweighed the benefits.
Say that.
And he did. And by the way, what do you expect from a guy with a bank account in Switzerland? Now, you link it all together. No, it's not. Because now, one, Obama has the advantage from taking the credibility on national security, which Democrats normally don't have. He can transfer that over to the economy. Republicans normally have the national security card. He's taken it away from them. They couldn't even respond today. They were smart enough not to even try after he went to Afghanistan. And now Romney has to play this whole campaign on the economy. And Obama's happy to do it.
This is what I do, Ms. Omero. If I'm Romney, I put out an ad, I don't know, maybe 3-4 days from now. I do believe you give the president, you know, a window because he did go to Afghanistan, a war zone, you know. But about 3-4 days, you say, you know what? Here's what I really said, and here's what I meant. I think the governor's going to have to explain it. And wasn't it a little bit untoward that the president used a celebratory moment in the sense that the United States righted a wrong for political purposes? That's really not what we should be doing. I think that would be a very effective ad, Ms. Omero. I bet you see that.
Well, he may do that. He may not. You know, I don't advise the Romney campaign. I think it's still going to have him, if he did that, still have him on defense because he has a lot of statements to explain. It's not just one statement. There were multiple statements that you and the other guests were talking about before. And also, it's out of Romney's comfort zone. It's something he struggles with talking about. And I think it wouldn't be a good... I don't think it would work out for him.
We'll see what the polls say. Always interesting to talk to you, ladies. Thank you. Directly ahead, just 16 states.